Welcome back to another video. It's that Backcourt Clippers fan here, presenting you with a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my expectations for the LA Clippers this year. My expectations for this year is obviously we want to make the playoffs. I've said that in multiple videos in the past, but that's where the expectation is right now. I don't want to be in a play-in. I want to be in the 5-6 spot. So looking down at it, I want to look about the players, the coaches, how I want the season to go, how we should look at it at the trade deadline, if we need any moves to make. It all depends on how that season is going towards the deadline. So looking first at it, the players going down the line, Kawhi Leonard for him. I have notes of him playing at least 60 games, so we at least can get a 5-6 spot with him playing 60 games. If he misses 22 games out of the 82, I'll be fine with that. Gives him enough time to rest for the playoffs. I obviously want him to be healthy because he's going to miss early games on here, but we need James Harden to pick up his load that he would usually have, or someone else to pick it up here. So Harden, while Kawhi's out, I need him to pick up that leadership role. Obviously not shot chuck threes. Pick up your teammates, be a leadership type role. Terrence Mann, improve. We've seen it in his 5-year tenure with the Clippers. Coming into his 6th year, I needed to see him take that next step. His 3rd year, he had 10.8 points. We've seen him max out that. The last 2 years, he's only had 8 points, but bringing in Harden and having Paul George and also Kawhi, that brings that down a lot. Zubac, rebounds, that's where we really need it. We struggled with that last year. We can't struggle with this year, especially with Paul George, a really tall player, can get rebounds for us, gone from us. So we need him to pick up more rebounds and stuff like that. He needs to be a defensive presence and help out offensively, which is obviously what we need with him. Derrick Jones Jr., be that guy that helps out Kawhi with defensively. That's where we really need him at. That's why we signed him. We signed him to be a defensive player to help Kawhi out. You're getting paid to do that, so we need to see that. Chris Dunn, provide intensity when played, when he comes off that bench. Provide us that intensity, that energizer. Be that energizer bunny, essentially. So Kevin Porter Jr., we don't want your drama on the team. We know you've had personal stuff in the past. We just need to keep that out of it. We need you to be focused on basketball and solely basketball only. Batum, please provide that veteran presence that you have before with the LA Clippers. You've played a lot of seasons in the NBA. You have that experience. Is really what we need from you, and please continue to do that for us. That's what I want to see out of that. And then going down to Mo Bamba and Kai Jones, I haven't really seen a lot of you guys. Kai Jones has had problems in the past, I know that. And Mo Bamba, he played at the Magic, really didn't stick out to me a lot. He never met his expectations for me personally for when he played for the Magic. And Kai Jones played on the Hornets. He was pretty solid there, but then he had some personal stuff going on, and he had to get out of the team. So looking at who I think the starting 5 is, which is when Kawhi comes back, so everyone's healthy. Kawhi plays 60 games. Yep, said that already. So our starting lineup, I think, is going to be Kawhi, Harden, Terrence Mann, Zubac, and Derrick Jones Jr. I think that's who our starting 5 is going to be, with James Harden running that group. That starting 5, I think, is really solid. It just comes down to our bench unit and who's going to provide intensity off the bench. So looking down the coaching staff, I feel like we have a really well-rounded coaching staff. Ty Lue, he has won a championship. He's played in the NBA. He has a lot of experience coaching. He was on that 2016 Cavs that came back from 3-1. Granted, they had LeBron, Kyrie. So, I mean, but still, you won a championship with that team, came back 3-1 from a really good Golden State team. So I feel like that's Ty Lue. I think he's the coach to get it done for the Clippers. I think this is still a year where we can compete for a championship, even though the West is really tough. Coaching staff, like I said, Ty Lue. I think Jeff Van Gundy is our assistant coach now. He obviously knows basketball. We all know that. But looking down, general manager, Lawrence Taylor, Lawrence Frank, whatever his name, I think it's Lawrence Frank. But any moves that I feel like we made, nothing right now. You really can't do anything right now. But when you get to that trade deadline, that's when you need to start making moves and seeing how you need to take the team in. If we need to tank and just trade everyone, that's when we're going to do it at the trade deadline. I don't know. This team's gap is closing really close. It's closing because Kawhi Leonard's getting old. That's causing problems for us. We just signed James Harden to another deal, I believe. But this window of championship is closing. Kawhi's getting old, more injury prone. We've seen that in the past years with him ever since we actually signed him. But I think that's how Lawrence Frank should look into this. But yeah, we need to assess things at the trade deadline. If we have a chance of contending, maybe look to make another move that could help us. That's all I ask. Where do I think we sit right now as a team? So right now for the LA Clippers, I think we sit at a 5-6 range. Obviously, Nuggets, Wolves are going to be above us. I think Dallas is also going to be above us. a fourth team's not coming to mind right now, but there's going to be a fourth team above us. I think that we sit 5, 6, even maybe 7th, but I want to stay out of that play, and I'm setting our expectations a little higher than I think they should be. But I think that we should be higher, but the West is obviously stacked. But that 5, 6 spot, I think, fits us very well. We're not bottom of the group. We're obviously not top of the group, but we can still contend. And the team I was forgetting was OKC. I think they're going to be really good in the West like they were last year. So I think that those 4 teams and maybe a 5th team could be higher than us. But I think that we should be around that 5, 6, 7 range. Is this a championship or bust season? Honestly, it depends on Kawhi's health. Straight up, that's what it depends on, his health. So going into the year, he's obviously going to miss some games. It's not, obviously you don't want to start the year out with your best player out, but the championship or bust window comes with how this year goes. Is Kawhi going to be healthy? If he's not healthy, then it's probably a bust. Everything's got to just, the team's done. Call it a quits. I think this is a championship year. Championship or bust. Clippers got to go for a championship or it's just done, because I don't think Kawhi, injuries aren't just going to magically go away with him. So it's got to be now or never for the Clippers. They probably have a 1 to 2 year gap here, but that window is closing very fast. What do we need from Kawhi Leonard? So Kawhi Leonard, just please play at least 60 games. I believe if he doesn't play around 20, 22 games, I mean, we can at least try to split those games, but we'll see what happens. Harden, like I said before earlier, be a leader, keep that role, carry the team when Kawhi is out. We need you to step up. We need everyone, honestly, step up when he's out, but we'll see how the year goes. I think that this team is poised for a playoff run. I know a lot of people are counting them out, but I think that's what the Clippers want, is to count us out. I wouldn't count us out if I were you guys. We've had a great free agency. We lost Paul George. Honestly, if we sign him to that contract, it's not a good contract for us. It's a good contract for him. He's making a lot of money, but not a good contract for the Clippers. You got to think of what we've brought in and what we lost. Obviously, we lost a great player in Paul George, but getting older, his contract's not really worth it from a Clippers standpoint as a fan. But look who we brought in. Nicholas Batum. Played with us before. He was great. He's been great in the playoffs. He provides that veteran presence. You're not expecting a lot out of a guy like Nicholas Batum, but he will provide it for you. Now looking at Derrick Jones Jr., another player we brought in. Excellent defender on that Mavericks championship run. He was looking for a bag after that playoff run that he had. He got his bag in LA. So another great signing by the Clippers. You got to look at Kevin Porter Jr. Great player. He just has to find it up here. If he does, we'll be good. He will provide to this team. He'll help us out. He'll help us make this run. Now looking at Kai Jones, Mo Bamba. Obviously, rebounding was a big problem for us, and I need these two guys to step up and help us. And looking down into the preseason game the other night, I saw Harden had 14 points at halftime, pretty good. He probably didn't play the rest of the preseason games. It's preseason. We came back from a lead. We also blew a lead that we had, but we had that lead in the first half, and then we blew. We were down at halftime, 57-54, I believe, which it was, and we ended up winning that game. That's what you like to see. We came back after we blew that lead. That's what we need to do. Keep that morale high. As a Clipper fan, I believe this is another year for us to compete for a championship. I'm hoping the expectations do not get brought down again. All relies on Kawhi's health and James Harden's leadership to keep the morale of the team high. So I thank you guys for watching another Backcourt Clippers video. Some more videos that are going to be coming is obviously when college basketball is around the corner and stuff. I'm going to be making videos about all that stuff. I'm obviously going to touch more base on the NBA when it gets closer to that. And I just love NBA content. I will debate or have maybe like TikTok lives, YouTube lives, or something like that with other fans of other teams and stuff. We just talk about basketball. I mean, that's what my passion is basketball. Even college basketball I'd like to converse about. That's really all I'm about, is basketball here on this channel. I will eventually touch some other sports, especially when basketball season gets dry. It's not really there anymore, but I'm looking to improve in every video. If you guys are willing to help me out, drop a comment, subscribe, and all that stuff, help me grow as a channel and help me improve. And I'm willing to take criticism, constructive criticism, obviously. But I thank you guys for watching. I thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching the whole video to the end. If you do watch the video to the end, or if you're just watching the start and then come tuning in at the end to see what it's about. Thank you guys for watching.